He was illuminated.
Bang, bang.
But the thing is, mind you,
Are we live? Are we live?
I think we're live.
What's up, YouTube land, Facebook land? No, I'm kidding.
What's up?
Hey.
We are live. We are live. While we are building, I guess, tonight, guys, Friday, TGIF.
Let me share this on my page. Let me share this on my page right now.
Friday night.
This is something.
Hey, guys. Hey, Matessa.
Hey, Matessa.
Hey, Matessa.
The one and only.
We were reading the girls on Twitter earlier.
Together?
Yes, together.
Fashion?
She was reading the girls that don't have matching thighs.
Oh. Wait, this is on the Ballroom Throwbacks page, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. I'm on the wrong page. Oh,
Again.
yeah, I see it.
Is that a picture? Is that a picture of Stasha as your screensaver? Come on, Stasha.
That's actually me. That's actually me.
Oh, okay.
So you're wow.
Is there a problem with me in drag?
I was about to say, where's Emery? I don't see him.
Oh, I'm sharing the live on my Facebook.
Yes, so much fun. Hey, guys, how you doing? Hey. Guys, share this live. Let's get it out there. It's been a couple weeks. I have been extremely busy. I have a lot of things I was supposed to be doing and bringing to YouTube. I will be doing it again. I'm going to find the time for the next couple weeks. I was actually getting caught back up with filming Triangle. Certain things started certain towns started opening up. Certain actors could act, and things have to get done. So, hello everyone out there. Tonight I'm on again with some of my favorite people. I love talking to them with the Hard to Swallow podcast. For those that do not know them, introduce yourself, guys, again.
Hi, you may know me from as Derek on Triangle or legendary Emery Garcon on Ballroom Throwback. And also, I'm Emery Lavelle J. No, kid, seriously. No, I'm Emery. You can follow me at Emery on Instagram and Twitter. Emery Lavelle J. And also, I'm one of the hosts of Hard to Swallow podcast. Are y'all going to introduce yourselves?
My lady.
Hi.
Lynn Swags on Instagram and Twitter.
Okay.
I'm Lindsay, child. I'm Lindsay.
And I say it in Robbie's voice.
Lindsay.
Lindsay, part of the BrtbTV TV production family. And part of the Hard to Swallow podcast family. What's up?
Hey, I'm Marcus Lyrical Mar. I'm also on Hard to Swallow podcast. Good to be here, and I missed you guys. Haven't done a three-way with you guys in some time.
His AKA name is Mar. Dot.
Oh, Mar.
Give us the vibe, Mar.
Give us the vibe. Yes. Thank you for pointing that out.
So, guys, let's get right into it. First of all, how was all you guys' weeks? How have you been maintaining? Are you guys still quarantining? Are you guys back to work? Has where you live opened up? What is going on with you guys?
That's all done with. They said the corporations have said, go die, come back and die for us. We back in the office. Wear your mask. They like LA Fitness and stuff is open, but you gotta be a treadmill apart with your mask on while you're, breathing and stuff. But anyway, work-wise, I've always been back in the office because I'm essential. But now we're starting to meet with clients again, and I missed outside, but I didn't miss people. I missed outside, but I didn't miss people. So that's what I'll say on my part.
I am back at work. I'm hating it, but it has to be done. I've been working on my new music and just trying to stay creative. Honestly, that is what's getting me through this fucked up year. Literally.
Yeah.
And Lindsay?
I am still working from home. Yeah, and that's pretty much me all day, every day. Writing, working my regular job. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, great. So let's talk about it. As you guys know, a lot of cities opened up, a lot of states opened up. They opened up, they're in different levels, different yellow, green, whatever, different level 1, level 2. In last few days, they have been reporting heavily that there have been very high spikes in, I believe, Texas, Florida, Arizona,
Georgia.
yeah, Georgia. I think even Detroit. I've also seen with it opening up personally within the last few weeks, people of course posting videos everywhere, and I'm kind of like seeing that the masks. A lot of people are not wearing masks. They're around a lot of people. They're partying. They're having a good time. They're drinking it up, partying it up. How do you guys feel? Did they open up too soon? Do you think there will be another shutdown? Do you think that we're going to be back where we was at in March, April? Where do you guys think? What do you guys feel?
I think that
And we have
whether
another
we shut down and whether we shut down or not depends on what the CDC believes, and I trust their judgment. If we stabilize our numbers to a certain amount, then we can keep moving forward to the next step or phase 3. However, as you said, people have been moving a little bit irresponsibly. And so that may, we've already been aware that a second wave of this is going to happen, right? Just, I think the other day they were saying that there were 36,000 plus new cases in the US. And that's kind of what we predicted to happen because most people are in their mind believing that it does not exist anymore, right? And the issue with that is you made up in your mind that it doesn't exist, so you chose not to believe in it. But it's irresponsible because while you're not protecting yourself, you're also putting other people at risk. That's what I think is wrong with all of this. People are so concerned with their own ideas that they're thinking like, I don't have to wear a mask. I don't have to protect myself. But you don't know if you're also putting someone else's health at risk.
Real quick, I want to introduce my good friend Jason, also known AKA Pampers, on here. Everybody say hello.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Oh,
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
how are
The
you?
legendary 5,000.
Yeah.
We have 10,000 on here. 10,000.
Legendary.
10,000.
Um,
But yeah, take it away, my fellow swallowers.
well, real quick before hold up,
Oh, go
swallow.
ahead.
So let's go to it. Jason, you live in Atlanta.
Mhm.
How do you feel that they are treating COVID out there with everything with opening back up? Because you guys kind of opened up pretty much one of the first ones to open back up relatively.
Yeah.
What do you feel about what's going on, especially with all these numbers and reports of everything climbing back up?
Well, I myself am a conspiracy theorist on, I'm one of those people that hold a lot of conspiracy on why they open certain places.
Okay.
And Atlanta being an extremely, probably the blackest city in the U.S. at the moment. Part of my conspiracy is the plot on Black America, but that's a whole nother topic. I truly believe that part of this is population control, and I do think it's they direct certain things culturally, but Atlanta, believe it or not, I'm surprised that the numbers haven't spiked like they have, like I expected. They have spiked, but not nearly as bad as you would think in Atlanta. It's crazy, but
I don't think we should single out anywhere. I think that there has been lack of sensitivity everywhere. You know what I'm saying? As far as that people are not adhering to what they know or feel they should do. I think I was just talking to someone the other day, and they feel like, oh, I'm fine and I'm going to be fine. Mm-hmm. And that mindset is positive. And if you want, of course, you want to manifest that you're going to be fine and nothing can stop. But at the end of the day, this is very real. And I think that we have seen over the last, 4 months now, how real this is. And never in my life, in any of our lives on here, have seen basically the whole world has been shut down. And you should be able to see how real this is. You know what I'm saying? And even though, like Emery kind of piggybacking off what he said, think about others if you don't want to think about you at the end of the day, because there are more people that are susceptible to contract this than others, unfortunately. And what's really getting people now is the asymptomatic people. That's what's really getting everybody, and all this community infections. Because I just watched that thing on CNN a couple weeks ago about, the girls that went out for their birthday, and all her and her girlfriend all caught COVID, and all of them had different of symptoms, some from mild to none to very severe. And then they're doing this contact tracing, and one person infected 141 people. So yes.
I just want to applaud everyone for receiving their online certification in pathology and history, for choosing to decide for themselves that this is not real. Pandemic means just that. Pan means global. And I would, though I do believe there is a long history of Black folks in America specifically being lied to. It's very true. And we don't even have to get into that. But I'm not really one to, jump the gun when it comes to my life. I only have one. And I even had a conversation with my mom. She's like, she's also one that is kind of like, I'm not really believing in this. But however, you have to say to yourself, the mask is not just for you. The mask is for others, because what if there are airborne pathogens that you're releasing into the world because you're sick, but you're choosing to walk as freely amongst us as you do? So I just think that we also need to just have a certain level of empathy. I just want all of us to have a certain level of empathy.
Good luck with that.
I personally don't have that much confidence in the CDC. They lied for the first 2 months, telling us that we shouldn't wear masks. Then they said we should wear masks. They can't get their shit together. This country is doing it the wrong way. I'm still gonna wear my mask, but I'm gonna wear my mask for me. Yeah. Then I'm gonna wear my mask for the next bitch too. But as far as I'm concerned, all I can do is just wear my mask because I don't trust shit they say. And I'm not gonna be I can't say I'm a conspiracy theorist, but I will say that the US definitely downplayed this.
Yes.
A lot. And other countries didn't. Beijing, China shut down the country again because of 100 cases. And we're sitting over here with 35,000 in one day, but we're still opening. This is America.
And when I say I'm a conspiracy theorist, I do think it is very real. I do think it's very real. However, and it's not a however, because that would mean I don't think people should protect themselves and all that thing and all that. But like you said, there are a lot of, they literally in Atlanta told us, I was telling Caesar this the other day, they told us on a Monday, stay home, stay home, stay home. It is severe, stay home. On Wednesday, they released the stimulus checks. On Friday, the city was back open. Now, what made us in such a dire need on Monday that took away the dire need on, that's what I mean, but I think it's systemically, I definitely think it's a very real thing, but I think that they are, they don't really care about, when I paid attention to what was opening when they first started opening things in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. Black clubs open. Any of the white clubs and bars still didn't open. It just started opening up. The courthouse doesn't even open to the courts don't open to the first. They were still prior to the all the issues with the racial injustice going on and the people that were, the guy that was killed here in front of the Wendy's. Prior to that, even still, the police were setting out to not arrest certain people. They weren't taking for fear of taking COVID into the jails. So we can go out, but you mean to tell me that they're not going to open the courthouse, or they're not going to hold you in jail? They're not going to police.
No, that makes sense.
It's like what?
Oh no, they can't die.
No,
they
exactly.
Can't die.
Exactly. So I'm like, this seems very, very, very targeted towards our community, nail salons and hair salons. And not to say that we're the only people that go to those, but we definitely go in a larger volume in this city than any other group of people. The flip side to that is I feel like listen, I don't get me on my soapbox with these my conspiracies and feeling like they are I feel like it's population control, but that's, like I said, it's also a different color.
I mean, I also too feel like it started as population control and it
got out of control.
and it went awry, and now we're living in the reality of what happens when you experiment and you can't harness it, and this is what happens.
Did anybody watch President Trump in Tulsa when he was at his rally in Tulsa? He outright said that we were getting too many positives in this country, so he told them to slow down.
Slow it down.
Maybe
What? Because
dumbass.
he didn't want America to have high cases, so he wanted to be behind everybody else in them. He wanted to be winning in that area. So he said, because more tests mean more positives, so slow down on testing.
Because all he wants to do is win.
And you also have to remember that I want everybody out there to remember that with reports with reports comes data. With data analytics, as we all know. And those are people that's been tested. There are still millions and millions of people who have not been tested. So remember that.
Right.
There's many people that have this that do not know they have it. There's many people that have had it and gotten better from it. And I want people to realize that, because a lot of people are like, oh well, some of these numbers they may not think it sounds high, but in reality they are. You know what I'm saying?
Some people think they've grown immune. Their arrogance have allowed them to believe that they can go immune to it and they can get it again and their symptoms can resurface. What I think may happen is that we'll see survival of the fittest, and maybe the smart people will survive and the dumb won't.
But, and here's another thing why I feel like a lot of people of color don't, Black people specifically don't. I'm not gonna say they don't take it serious, but when you're born in a survival struggle culture, to a lot of people, they process it as, okay, here's another thing. It's not that they don't care, but it's kind of adding another layer of, here's something else. So it's when you've had to live a life of survival and guard it, it's not that they don't understand it as serious, but again, how much, when you walk through a life trying to survive every day, how much does this one thing really add to your plate?
And just to piggy off that, it's not even just about survival. It's about more so Black people are always growing up with a lot of restrictions. We can't do this. We can't do that. We can't go here. We can't. We're always being told in some form or fashion that we can't do something. And this adds yet another layer, just like Jason said, another layer of restriction, being constricted.
So do you think is that where rebelliousness comes into it, stuff like this?
Yeah, I don't necessarily feel like it may be rebelliousness, but it's kind of like, again, what another thing in life that I have to look out for every day to survive. You grow up in a certain neighborhood, you got to survive. You grow up dealing with police and systemic racism, you got to survive. It's kind of like, you don't really at this point really know how to do anything other than to go and push through, not knowing. So you don't realize that this thing is as just as drastic or even more drastic than some of those other things you had to deal with. So you just go through and I can't live my life in fear, because if I had to live my life in fear of things I had to survive and push through, it's when white America gets a cold, Black America gets, the flu.
I see the point.
Hold on, to Watts out there, this is a shirt from Melaninful, www.melaninful.net. Make sure they are some beautiful, creative, young Black brothers and sisters that got their own apparel business going on. Please, they sent me some stuff. I would love for you guys to support them. Check their stuff out. All their stuff has a message on it. So make sure you guys check them out. I will put the link in the comments afterwards.
Yeah, they do make some pretty dope stuff.
So, guys, moving on. Everybody, the point is, everybody, please think of yourself, think of others, stay safe at the end of the day. It's still going on. It has not gone away. There's not a cure as of yet. So please stay focused on that. So,
New York was able to we were able to turn our numbers around, but the religious community here in New York just won in federal court that they will be able to gather for religious stuff. And I don't know, that may cause a surge. We'll see.
Okay, so congratulations. I want to hear you on to Joy Reid. She's become Katie's first Black female primetime anchor. How do you guys feel about that? What do you think that she will bring to primetime?
She's amazing. She's been doing this work for some time, and I think that she's one of the people that really deserve it, and not just for being Black, but just being talented.
Right.
She's a bad bitch. These girls don't even know what the definition of a bad bitch is. And Joy Reid is a bad bitch.
It's about time.
Yeah. I think it's sad we still dealing with, and things like that. I think it's sad we still dealing with the first that is the weird thing to me. We're in
I'm with you on that. A lot of times when I hear certain things, and then you think, well, especially now, when you hear like the first you kind of does like fuck with you, because it's like,
yeah,
really? Is
like,
it the first
still, really?
Yeah, and we're not talking about things like the president of the United States, which is the leader of the free world. We're talking about a news anchor, the first and we're talking 2020.
I believe it was cable news anchor.
Cable prime time.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, specifically cable prime time.
That means there's still another mountain to climb in that space.
Right. Exactly.
Well, I mean, yeah, we still got mountain to climb. But
well,
I just didn't want to be confused.
As you know, they will be smart to expand, because with cable and everything going digital, they, it is to expand now. And, people are crying and pretty much planting their feet in the ground, wanting representation of across the board. You know what I'm saying? For Black people, for gay people, for trans people, across the board, people have been crying for representation and have been tired of not seeing someone to represent them. So I think that people are kind of, especially now with everything that's been going on, it's sad to say, but almost being forced to, because people are not having it right now, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, it's sad when you gotta burn shit down for you to be seen, and you know what? I'm perfectly fine with that.
Right. And I say burn it down.
Charles said, hello, Caesar and the gang, love from Orlando. Matessa said, I love a good three-way. James Hudson said, rest in peace to my boy Kenny Green from the intro to Ribbon in the Sky. You are forever.
Oh shit.
Wow.
Charles said Florida has stopped all bars from selling alcohol. Orlando is under mandatory mask. Yes, I've seen that on Florida, that if you're not with a mask, they will fine you. Gal said, I live in Florida. It's a mess out here. Nobody cares. All they want to do is sit on the beach all day and get bleeped. COVID is doing a rally in Texas and Florida, and the girls are mad about wearing masks. Like, how you mad somebody cares about your dumbass life?
Mad.
Stuff opened back up in Denver, and people are paying, partying, and having barbecues and everything, and the cases are still low. No second wave. Brand said, I still feel strange not wearing a mask. Charles asked Emery, do you have a degree? You can answer that, Emery. I already know.
I'm not answering that because you're trying to qualify me on my opinion.
Okay. As if a degree qualifies.
I answered.
Yeah, they stopped bar in Florida from selling alcohol, plus closed the beach from July 3rd to 6th. Oh, they closed the beach for July 4th. Wow.
Good.
Joy Reid is a beast, very talented. Most companies settle for palpable people, Black or light skin. Very true. Okay, Sunday is the BET Awards, which is going to be virtual. How are you guys looking forward to that? What do you think it's going to be? Do you think it's going to be hiccups? What do you feel?
Well, it's hiccups on the regular BET Awards, so it's definitely going to be hiccups on the virtual one.
Don't do that. They've been turning it for the last, 4 years. Don't do that.
Well, you're welcome. Because I worked the last 4.
Well, thank you for your services.
They've been better. They've been better for than the VMAs, I think.
I think their ratings have been higher than the other award shows.
Marcus, have they been better for the content or the quality?
I think the content, the quality, the performances, the celebrities that they pulled out recently have been better. I think the BET Awards has come a long way. So y'all need to focus that energy on the hip hop awards.
Oh.
Well, speaking of celebrities, they are honoring Beyonce with the humanitarian award. How do you guys feel about that? Oh,
I think she's been doing humanitarian work for a long time, and I'm perfectly fine with her receiving it. I saw some naysayers in the comment section saying, why her, why her? If you want to know why her, do your research. It's really simple.
I'm perfectly okay with her getting it. She's She's done her due deals, as Kelly would say.
Do deals.
They are
Deals.
big old chat. Do deals.
Well, let me ask you guys this. It's been a hot topic that's been coming up. I really kind of lost it. I knew about her last little scandal. B. Simone, she had some type of transphobic comments. I knew about the whole thing with this whole book that she plagiarized, basically, I guess. And they found out about it, but now she's a newest thing with her. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. She's funny, but it's like I'm gonna let y'all take that. Then I'm gonna say what I need to at the end. Go ahead.
I don't think she's funny. I think she.
No. I'm gonna say. I want to let me tell you. Tell me first what happened with these comments, and then I can.
Yeah, can you provide some context for us, Lyrical Mar?
Yeah. So she was on a podcast with two other ladies, and they were discussing. They were discussing. The episode was about feet and fetishes and shit like that, and they were discussing Atlanta, and how it's a mess because. I guess, you don't know who's screwing who. The trans women there, I think they were talking about maybe a threesome, and they were like, well, I would have to be sure that it's not a trans woman because they lie. This was how the conversation started. And she said, I don't have nothing against the LGBT, lettuce, bacon, tomato community. That was one she said. Then she was like, tranny 2, 3, 4, 5 times. She was like, my best friend is a tranny. I don't have nothing against them. One of my best friends is gay. I mean, the same shit that you hear over and over and over again. Gosh, I mean, I can keep going for days, just being so disrespectful, so ignorant. This bitch is literally, she disgusts me. The plagiarism thing, I said, oh, okay, well, apparently you're not that smart. And, that's fine. People make mistakes. But these comments are, really hurtful, especially since I see the gays living for her, which I don't know why.
Not this one.
Baby girl, it's starting to be redundant. And at the end of the day, your brain is small. And guess what? I hope one of the people from the LGBT lettuce, tomato, bacon community slap the shit out of you when they see you. Now fill in your eyebrows.
They ain't.
No, listen.
Fill in your eyebrows.
You can't.
She light skinned and she beat.
Listen,
she's never been.
Jason wants to say something.
I saw her in Air Force Ones, black.
I didn't. It's so many layers to this. Okay, I didn't hear a comment, so my statements are going to be based off what you are telling us. She said. First, I don't like B. Simone in a comedian. I don't think she's funny. Her voice is annoying. I don't really. It's not my brand of comedy, and I'm a student of comedy. That's one. So I don't want my statements. I also consider myself an ally of trans people and the LGBTQI plus community in every aspect. Right. I stand for equality for everybody. But I think somewhere we have to kind of. We have a little.
There is no but in allyship.
No, not in allyship. Not in allyship. Let me finish my statement. I think we have to understand, but in addition to that, I think we have to understand we can't expect change without education, right? We can't, it is not appropriate to say tranny, it is not appropriate to say some of these things. However,
one more pause.
Hear me out. Then hear me out before you clear me out. However, we cannot expect people to know that there's been a change. We have to educate people. That's what I think. I think we can't expect people to just. I don't think people are just supposed to wake up and know, oh, there's been a shift. Especially in a world that's not their world, and say we wake up today and say we decide that tranny is a bad term, and nobody's told educated certain people.
Let me interject. One of the girls said to her, I don't know if that word is, and then she said they were discussing the difference between transgender, transsexual.
She got a computer.
Which was wrong. She got a computer. This bitch knows what's going on. If you have a friend that's a trans woman, you're up to date.
You'll be surprised how many you'll be surprised how many trans people do not correct their friends.
Either.
Do not
let him
educate
finish.
them,
Let
do
him
not say,
finish.
hey,
She
hey,
sees
guess
what's
what
going
now?
on.
You
She's
can't
all
call
over
me that.
social media. You can
Well, let
choose
Jason
to
finish.
ignore what's going on. Well, I was just talking right there. But what I'm saying is you can choose to act like you don't see what's going on in the trans community, and she's choosing not to see it. We don't have to update that bitch. Fuck her.
But you also
I
can't.
agree.
Okay.
But go ahead,
Okay.
Jason.
No,
No,
it's just that I think, I mean, and that's not for everybody, but that's just, you have to kind of teach people how to treat you. Not everybody, some people are going to know and learn and be in the loop, but you have to teach people, how to treat you. I can't.
Not when they're being disrespectful.
But they have to know that they're being disrespectful. I have a friend who I've known for 18 years now, and we communicated a certain way for 18 years. And recently we had a communication and interaction where I didn't like how they were communicating with me, and I completely shut down. We had a conversation later, and they said, well, wait a minute, what happened? Why did you shut down? I said, I didn't like how you were communicating with me. This friend said, this is how I always communicated with you. Now it's a problem. My response then was yes. But it's a me problem, not a you problem, because I should have been nipped this in the bud. Sometimes people, this person now knows the way we've been communicating for 18 years is not okay, because I had to, you have to teach people how to handle you. And if they don't know, if you've always handled somebody this way, then it's their norm. That's what I mean.
Point taken, but it's not up to that one trans woman, though. It's not up to that one trans woman to
no, definitely
update
not.
her.
Definitely not. But it's if I'm using the term friend, sister, brother, I do think it is my responsibility to educate you and enlighten you on what's new, what's now, what's next, to move forward. There's a trans person that I know, and I know a couple of you all on here know, that works with somebody else that you all know, and this person I verbally heard say, faggot and this thing and that, using lingo that to them is kind of comfort. Okay, we've been talking like this for years, and this person is a little further in transition than they were then, and you can't. The dynamic changed, and I had this person kind of excused it away. Well, they knew me before. I get it, but if you're saying this is who you are now, you have to teach this person, and it's not that it's not to immediately cut them off at the knees. It's to say, hey. Now, if they continue it, then it's a problem.
Okay.
Lindsay?
Go ahead.
I just want to say something real quick before Emery goes. I just like to say, when some of these cishet women, especially Black ones, go around saying, I have a friend that's this one. I have a friend. These people are not friends. These are not friendships. These are not real friendships. Because if you have a real friendship with someone, you take into account and you take responsibility for what their station is. When I say that, I'm going to speak for myself. I'm a cishet woman. I'm a Black cishet woman. I work with gay men. I work with trans women. The first thing I had to do for myself, ain't nobody hold my hand. The first thing I did was listen.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing I did was listen. The second thing I did was when I listened, I recalibrated my thinking and said to myself, okay, wait a minute. Some of my language, some of the way that I am moving can possibly compromise the safety of people I love. This is not a game for me. And that's what some of these Black cishet women need to understand. This, for me, is not a game, because the people in this community that I fuck with, I love them. And when I say I love you, that means I will do anything in my power, not only to protect you, but not disrespect you. So if there is language, if there is something that is indirectly affecting you,
Lettuce, bacon, tomato. Lettuce, bacon, tomato.
I gotta fucking fix that. I'm calling these people friends.
Let me piggyback up a couple things. Lizzie, let me say something. But you've been blessed and you've been lucky, because you move a different type of way, and
you're smart.
Listen, listen for a minute. I want you to realize something, though. So you've been kind of blessed and lucky in the people that you've met and your situation. I'm gonna tell you why. Because there are some raunchy people, period, that meet different type of people that are like them, that are raunchy as well. And they don't mind saying tranny or faggot or faggy and bitch.
Yes.
No, you understand what I'm saying? And there's a different thing. I understand where you're coming from, but I'm
Ghetto.
saying it also depends on the type of people that you're dealing with. And something I want to say, when I was saying back, be someone, I've seen little things of her. I don't really follow these people. That's not my thing. But I see some of this stuff. It's like a kiki. When I say like a kiki, it's like an Instagram thing. I see something they do. I laugh at it at the moment, and I keep on scrolling. What makes me upset, and I don't know if it's because I'm 41, about to be 42, and my mindset has changed, is that I feel like we as a whole put too much credence into these people and what they feel and what they think. And that's how I feel. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I don't give a fuck what that bitch said because I don't support her. I don't do anything. I don't give a fuck.
No, I do. I think what she's perpetuating is wrong, and she
of course it is. But what I'm saying is that I don't
around her need to stop enabling that type of talk.
But I'm at this place like if I don't like but I'm at this place in my life. If I don't like what you are spewing or talking about or feeling or I filter you out. I block you out. Because if you're not healthy for my social media intake, I get rid of you quickly. I have no problem blocking someone like they never existed because that's not my thing. If I don't feel you, especially like these last year or so, I sometimes I just scroll and I just see ignorant shit or shit that just don't mesh with me. You're gone. I block you. I don't want anything. I don't want to see what you feel. I don't want to hear what you think. I don't care about it. So I just feel like sometimes like we put a lot of credence into these people that really don't mean anything.
Well, she doesn't mean anything. She doesn't mean shit to me.
No.
She doesn't mean
talking
anything.
about
What I'm saying is sometimes these people are, they're in social media and there are other people that are seeing this and think this is funny. Cishet women love to emasculate gay men, so they immediately give them a pussy and then they give trans women a dick. I am so fucking sick of them. It's wrong.
But you know what perpetuation as well? What perpetuates it as well is some of these girls' gay friends because
internalized homophobia, like.
But some of their friends. But listen, some of their friends. Let's be real. They allow it. Do you understand what I'm saying? They make them feel like it's okay. So when they do this type of behavior, to somebody's good, they think it's okay because that one gay friend that they was talking about allows it, and they do that with each other. So it makes them feel like, oh, that's why their go-to line so many times is, oh, well, please, my best friend is a tranny, or my friend is please, my best is a queen. So it makes them feel like, oh,
like they got the key to the city.
Right, exactly. They good with it, so why the fuck can't I be? Why can't everybody else be good with it?
It's and I hate to do this comparison, but it's no different than the black kid that hangs with the white kids and let the white friend say the N-word. It's the same. It's the same pathology. It's the same.
It is
behavior. You have to. You got to teach people how to treat you. You have to. You can't pacify the poor thinking and the poor behavior.
Jason, nobody taught me though. No one taught me.
And you know what, Lindsay?
No one taught me anything.
And me knowing you, and that's why I could understand.
No one taught me a thing, and I did not expect them to teach me anything either.
Lindsay, but wait a minute. And me knowing you, I can get it because you come from a different place. So it can infuriate you and upset you. So I get that. No, but listen to what I'm trying to say though. I get it.
Come from my heart.
Right. So I get that because I know who you are. But you have to understand a lot of these people are not the same. They encounter different people. They encounter way different people. So
absolutely.
And because of that, of the passage they get from those people that they deal with, they think it's okay.
So and you start off by saying that you listened first. You listened, and those people had to express something to let you say, okay, that's not right. Let me change that. Let me recalibrate that. Let me think about that. And if they're not having that experience in itself is the education.
And then
somebody has to say something to let you know that's not right.
It was, but it wasn't. And when I said listen, I'm like listening more so to how they react to certain things. It wasn't a direct like, what do you? I'm not one of those people that was like, well, what happens when you do this and what happens? Nah. I am around the LGBT community too much for any mistakes, any lapses in judgment. I know that how I deal with trans women, that could compromise their safety. Me indirectly outing them. There was a point in time, maybe about 3-4 years ago, when I thought it was cool to tell my other friends, this girl, look, she's a trans girl, not realizing that I'm indirectly outing them. I could be compromising their safety. Just things like that. When you operate from a place of love, you want to do what you can in order not to hurt the people that you love.
So
basically,
can I assume that you work in some capacity in the, I guess, in the health field or in prevention or around in that area?
No, I do not.
Okay.
I'm a regular working girl that works for Verizon. I write for Triangle. I work closely with Caesar. I work closely with Emery and Marcus on this podcast. Known them for years. Like, this is not a game for me. When I call people family and friends, this is not a game. Yeah. These girls flitting around here thinking gay men are accessories, immediately just, oh, hey, girl. I give everybody respect. Everybody's a man until they tell me different. Everybody, all trans women to me are women, and I treat them as such. They are Black women. I don't play these little girl games, and I don't play these the vocabulary semantics either, because I'm not. And I want to say this also: Blacks Just Had Women know the gay community. There's a thing with gay men and Black women. We did a show on it. There is a thing with Black gay men. They want to be accepted. There is a thing where they sort of idolize Black women, the bodies, the beat ones with the weave and all this prettiness. They want to be accepted. And somewhere in these girls' minds, they know that. So that's why they are playing these fucking games, saying this shit. They know what the fuck they're saying. And the gay men know what they're saying too, but they want to belong. And I always say, I don't care who it is, your mother, your sister, your friend, your uncle, whoever it is. If somebody is threatening your safe space, if somebody is disrespecting you or emasculating you or dismissing your manhood or dismissing your femininity and womanhood, in the case of trans women, you have every right to correct them and challenge them. But I'm not on that bullshit like these.
But I want you to know that you are not in the majority. You're in the minority, and people that you're lucky in that way.
I'm like Caesar. I can't just cut these hoes off. What I do is, if I can, I curse them out. If I've cursed a few people out, like I said on the last show, there are 2 people I know here up in Harlem that know Kelly and Sanaya. Every time I would talk to these bitches, they would misgender them. I'm not here for the bullshit. I don't fuck with either of them. You can't respect the people I know, bitch, then I can't fuck with you. Period. I gotta set the example, because just like how we want white people to tell white people shit, I'm a Black cishet woman, so I'm gonna tell these hoes how to fucking conduct themselves.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I just think I'm tired of like people making these people, Insta famous or whatever you want to call it, or have notoriety or make them important. I'm like really tired of it, because it's like so many people that I feel like, talentless people. When I say talent, I
agree. Talentless.
I'm just tired of okay. So to me, this is why I stand strong. Like, I don't care what the people think, because they mean nothing to me. Like, they are not adding anything to life. You understand what I'm saying? But to their own life and to whatever microcosm that they are putting their energy into, that's what they're doing. So for me, it's like a lot of these people mean nothing to me. If I see something that I don't really like or hear, and I'm like, that's not my thing, blocked. I don't want to hear that shit. I have a very big thing when people send me certain things that I don't give a fuck about. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they'll send it to usually my Instagram DM. And I'm like, well, why the fuck are you sending this to me? Or And then somebody may ask me later, like, "Oh, why you ain't? Did you see what I sent you?" Yeah, but I didn't care about it. It meant nothing to me. So because it really didn't. You understand what I'm saying? I don't. Because there's certain things I may find funny in that moment if I'm scrolling, but I don't want to like. Some of this shit don't mean anything to me. You understand what I'm saying?
Like when somebody sends me a Kaya video.
Exactly like that. But I want to say,
is that a topic, Kaya?
No,
well, the same
Same type of
gays that
shit.
the same
She's
gays that hang with
disgusting.
B Simone hang with Kaya, and they
No,
need to do better.
And I just told somebody this. Now that you're mad at Trina does not mean that you all of a sudden like inside with Kaya and her bullshit. Because I see a lot of people like, oh yeah, that's why Kaya. That doesn't make it right. That just means Trina just hit her stupid ass over there with Kaya.
Basically.
No, I have to say something though. And as it relates to Miss Simone by the first name B, you know, she's funny at a cookout, but when it comes to being on the stage, she falls flat on her face, which is already flat, so she can't afford to really fall.
Goodbye.
And then I'm in the same sentiments as Caesar. I don't care about her. And when Marcus sent me the clip, I was like, what the fuck is she saying now? I really don't care, but I'm like, as a person that has to touch on hot topics and things, I'm like, I have to force myself to even consider it.
To me, she's just another person to add to the long list of people that they need to just
listen. I don't care about this bitch either. But I sent it because we needed to see this shit.
Absolutely. And that's why I'm addressing it. And I thank you because she needs to be checked. Now, I want to start something with the Butch Queens on the panel here. I think that we should not be using the T word. I don't think it's our place to be doing that. And then for us to be checking B Simone on calling them that and then to use it just to describe, I don't think that's our place to do that. And then, so that's one thing. I want to talk about what she said specifically. She was talking about, you know, trans women out here, and this always seems to be about trans women, but I'm just going to talk about both. She basically was saying that trans folks are basically misleading, and there's still this misconception and myth about trickery, which is so dangerous. And this is why cis heterosexual people do not care about when trans folks lose their lives, specifically Black trans women, because they think they're out here. She lost her life because she lied about who she said she was. They walk around here in their truth every single day. And guess what? More than often than not, probably 95 to 99% of the time. And if you think my percentage is high, oh fucking well, they be knowing what's up. These men know what's up. Okay? Period. So ain't no fucking trickery.
Yeah.
So this whole we debunked that long ago, and B Simone need to stop her fucking shit. And guess what? You are so intimidated by the fact that men find them attractive, and somehow you make competition with them. Stop competing. First, stop competing with other women, and also stop competing with trans women specifically.
People don't even realize that they're using their heterosexuality is privilege. Yes. And cishet women are so threatened by genitals, perceived genitals. They are threatened by HIV and AIDS. That's what makes them so up in arms about gay men. They're up in arms about trans women because it's a threat to, you know, their baby making and their family making and legacy making in their minds. It's so fucking stupid. It's ridiculous. Have they ever really listened to a trans woman? Yes, Emery, you are absolutely right. These men know what's up. And these women are living in their truth every day.
Yeah, let me get your opinion on something. There was a trans march in Brooklyn a couple weeks ago. And shout out to my girl Cynthia. She's on the cast for those that know. She went to the march, and her brother's gay, so her brother dresses up sometimes.
So he goes and drags.
So they went out, whatever. They went out early, and she said that she was really shocked and hurt that she seen it was packed to whatever, it was packed as hell. But that she didn't see any really Black people there like that. How do y'all feel about that?
Well, I've been saying it. I'm sorry. I've been saying it all week. I want to get this point out. People are pretending that they care about trans lives. They keep saying, don't say anything about trans lives because it's under one umbrella. That means the LGBT community is covered too. If they wouldn't have to scream it if it was being acknowledged. And by y'all saying that, it's almost like a shame. You know what I mean? Like, y'all don't have to mention gay people. Y'all don't have to mention, it's like a shame. And also, fucking idiot cishet people, you're indirectly implying by doing that their lives don't matter.
Boom.
So sick of the bullshit. Stop fucking pretending.
Jason, you over there had the analytical face on. What do you feel?
Start reading my face. I'm playing devil's advocate here. I think what happens is oftentimes with cis Black people and cis heterosexual Black people and people that fall in the LGBTQIA plus community umbrella. I think there's a war going on with them, internal war. They're directly battling with their Blackness and the other, right? So for different people, it's different things because there is a privilege to being white. We got that. Then there's a privilege to being male, right? When you're a white gay male, there is a privilege to that. If not, the gay clubs wouldn't be separated but in 2020 between what you consider the white gay clubs and what you consider the Black gay clubs, right? I'm sure every city has the area that's the gay area, which is the white gay area. And then there's the club that the Black gay people go to. It's not the same thing. So I think just like women have a certain duality that they have, that internal conflict where they have to decide, because these are two things that you are born. You can't, both things you are born, I think. You're born a woman and you're born Black. So if there's a fight for you as a woman, and then there's a fight for you as a Black person. And there is a struggle on, I think people like Oprah have this struggle. What's more important to you, your womanhood or your Blackness, right? And you have to make a decision. And I think for Black people that are LGBTQI plus have to kind of, Black people, you fight for the interest of what is you. So because sometimes I think they're trying to focus on the Black issue because that's their issue that they have to deal with directly. The LGBTQI plus it is their issue, but it is their cross to bear for somebody else if that is not what you identify as. So it's kind of like they're busy focusing, I think, a lot of times trying to fight for themselves that they don't have time to understand or want to understand to try to fight for somebody else's struggle at the same time, simultaneously. I think often that's a battle that people have to go through. Black trans women are to me often dejected and put at the extreme bottom of the totem pole because they fall under all of those things. They fall under all those micro they break down, they fall down. The last thing is a Black trans woman. So, what is your struggle? Your struggle is a Blackness. You go to the front line as a Black person, as a trans person, it's kind of difficult, I'm sure, for some people to fight, to figure out.
It ain't nothing to figure out. They're Black women. They present themselves as Black women. That's
yeah,
it.
but black people don't look at it like that.
You guys are Black.
They can't see.
Walk and chew gum at the same time. You don't have to choose, my friend. You don't have to choose. Y'all are Black and gay. That's it.
And somebody has to let them know that because these are all fights that are fairly new. Even if, again, the fight in your Blackness has been going on for, now we're not going to say 450 years, but for at least the last 50 years. So if we're still struggling in that fight, these other new things that we're learning as we come along have definitely, and I'm not going to say they don't take precedence, but shit, we're still trying to figure out how to fight for your Blackness.
I think that point of view to Caesar's question is the fact that white people don't really have to fight for much. I mean, they'll fight for, they, to them,
They'll fight for
I can
Starbucks
see,
cups.
they'll fight for dogs. They'll fight for,
Yes,
anything.
the
And I'm not
whales.
trying to equate dogs to them being at the march more than black people, but I do think that white people, I just feel like they don't. I just feel like they don't. To me, they're there because they don't mind.
Right. They're freed up. They're freed up to think about that.
They
They're
don't
freed
mind
up to fight for those people.
Yeah, they they can do it. And I'm not. All I'm saying is I'm not surprised that the crowd's more white.
Right.
It's unfortunate, but black people have a long way to go with the LGBT community and trans community, and that's all I can say. I can't even say I have an opinion about it. I can only just say that I'm not surprised.
I just don't think I should have to separate my identity. At one point, I was a person that I was very much a person like I'm black first because that's what you see. Da, 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 da. But my identity is intersectional. I can't separate the fact that I'm black, that I'm gay, that I'm queer.
Or I'm black and a woman.
So I'm one whole person. And so that's why I have the opinion that I have, that black trans women, if they don't want to support the Black Lives Matter,
y'all ain't gotta fight for these niggas if you don't want to.
When cis black men are one of the main people killing them, if that's how they feel, then I have to respect that.
I support them fully. If they don't want to respect, they don't want to march for Black Lives Matter. They don't have to. They don't have to fight for these niggas. They don't have to. And I will not judge them for it.
And the gays
either. Talk about respectability politics too, because I think we've been emphasizing the need for us LGBTQ folks, LGBTQ plus folks, to speak up and educate these people who are ignorant and don't want to do research. And I think that people that are homophobic, people that have decided people who have decided to stick and sit in their transphobia and their homophobia and transphobia and homophobia, that they don't want more information. And no matter what we tell them, they already there. It's really nothing they can do. People that want to seek to understand things will do their research. And especially if they claim to be friends with these people, they will listen, like Lindsay said, and recalibrate and uncondition, get out of that indoctrinated way of thinking, like this is the way things are. And so I don't really know what to say. I think that this idea that we have to provide free education to people that don't want to learn is fucking ridiculous. It is to me. Our voices we've been speaking for a long time, shouting. Our voices have been not heard. And that's on their deaf ear, not on us. Because we've been talking for a long fucking time about what we need and who we are.
Okay. So moving away from a little heavy, did you guys see the Insecure season 4 finale?
No.
Yeah. Was it a finale or
no? I haven't seen it yet. Do I need to hop off so you don't spoil it for me?
I'll mute my phone.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
No, I like to let it build up so I can watch a few episodes without having to watch
without
having.
Okay, you don't want us to ruin it for you.
Yeah, I'm a person if it's really good, I don't want to be like, damn, I can't wait till next week.
I mean,
it's
only like a total of 7 minutes that we can talk about.
Next topic.
I'm gonna go into it without talking about the episode. I think I can do that.
Okay.
I feel like well, first let me say I loved the season. I felt like there was a lot of fluff in a lot of the episodes sometimes. This is what I felt. There was a lot of fluff, but when they got to the shit, they got to the shit. And it was, and I will say that I think that a lot of it was shot really nice. I love pretty much all the characters on there. I felt, when you like waiting on this food so bad, and you like, like you had like, you just knew, like
you had your mouth all fixed up for it.
Like this is the food, like you're driving and you like, oh, and you like got it all in your mind, and then you go to the restaurant and you get the food, and it's packed heavy, and you just you ready, and you get to there, and it's cool.
It's all right.
But it's just not. It even smells good.
Could have used a little bit more salt. You kind of overcooked the meat, but you know.
But it just didn't.
But yeah,
it just didn't give you what you was waiting on all day. That's what
I will always support this show because
me too.
You know, I will. It's nothing else like it. I do like what it stands for, and you know, it's a Black show that I do like enough.
Me too.
Now, if I'm being honest about some of the writing, it's a little bit lazy.
Lazy.
And that finale was anticlimactic. You know, it's come on, what are we doing here? But part of it, I do want to say, is probably not their fault. HBO at this point, with the popularity and rise of demand to watch this show, should be saying that they deserve an hour-long episode, or at least 45 minutes. You know, they deserve it. And I think with as a person that I consider myself a writer, with the type of plots that they're trying to touch on, with the time that they're given and the episodes that they have, they don't really have much room. Like in the finale, they spent a lot of time on a character that wasn't even a main character. And to me, that's part of the problem. If they had more space to really fill that time slot, it would have been better.
I even questioned. It was funny because I even questioned. I said, was this still filming when COVID started and they couldn't finish? Because I was a little bit like, no, for real. That's
what happened.
That's how I felt. I'm like, okay, they were trying to make it work and see what they could do. And I definitely, having a show.
It was actually, some of those episodes were, to me, the best episodes ever for this series.
Right.
Like, what episode? It was like one of those last 3 episodes before the finale. Those episodes to me were actually really good. I was like, okay, we getting somewhere. But yeah, I don't know.
Cheers.
I want better for them.
Okay, so yeah, we can't really spoil, so we can't even go into about the situation with Lawrence.
I do want to, maybe I can ask this question, and maybe this isn't ruining anything.
Okay.
What do you do when you're trying to reconcile with an ex, and they have baggage that has not been closed off, or issues that have not been closed off with somebody they were just currently dealing with?
Depends on the baggage.
Definitely depends on the baggage.
Depends on the baggage. Depends on the situation.
Depends on the ex.
And depends on the motherfucking person.
Like, I ain't about to keep doing this with you.
It also
some people like baggage.
Yeah, some people do. They thrive off that.
Are you talking about me?
No, not today. Not today.
I think that it also depends on if it's worth it. Like, because some baggage, as we all know, you're going to meet people with baggage, and you got to also see if you're willing to help carry that baggage, if you're willing to help empty that baggage with them, or if you're willing to throw that fucking bag away. So it's kind of like, it's got to depend on the situation and the person to see if it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? And then there's some baggage that you just don't want to even deal with, keeping it real. And there's nothing wrong with that.
I think that I'm not trying to reconcile with you when you're still in communication with somebody you're supposed to be done with. That's my main concern. You're answering phone calls for this person. You know, you are on your way to meet this said person.
Exactly.
What the fuck?
You ain't got shit to
I ain't even gonna
about.
get into the deep, and you trying to, let's say hypothetically that you invited me on dates to talk, and you still
and
got
you
this shit
answering the phone for this bitch, girl.
Like, make that make sense.
This sounds very cliche. Who's the writer of this show?
It does.
Who's the writer of this show? Wow.
It's Issa. So
I would say Lindsay. I swear I would say Lindsay.
She knows it's Issa Rae, and also this guy, I can't think of his name.
Oh yeah, but I like their writing though. I do.
They have some good content on their YouTube channel. They got some really good content on the YouTube channel.
That's it.
It's his name, Prentice Penny. Yeah, I mean, but I don't know. This last episode, I wasn't too thrilled with. There was just certain I just thought it was lazy. And one thing in particular, using it as a plot device, is lazy.
Mhm.
I mean, it brought out some interesting thing. We can't talk about it now, but
I feel bad,
I actually wanted to talk about that.
I can say this. I felt the postpartum thing. I'm going to tell you what I didn't like about that. That's very real. But it was like, we seen little notes of what was going on with her after she had the baby, but they didn't go into any type of great depth into it for us to really be invested into that part. So it was kind of like they just threw that on us. And it
literally gave, oh shit, we forgot to talk about
who had a baby.
It was so anticlimactic. It was weird.
Right.
Like,
listen,
because they minimalized it so much they put it to the end. And let's be real, postpartum is very real for women. So I feel
it's very much a real thing.
They said, well, Prentice and Issa were speaking about it, that storyline in particular, and they said they wanted it to end on that note, because usually when you see postpartum depicted in shows, it's like, I didn't know what to do. But that's not necessarily it either. I had something totally different in my mind. You know, like, I would have wrote that better. Sorry. I would have written that better.
It needed some more meat in that sandwich.
A little bit more meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of vegan.
Yeah. With no cheese.
It needed some more meat, or it was kind of vegan, because that's
vegan.
Two different areas, two different ends of the spectrum.
All right, so and no offense to my vegans out there, love you guys.
Okay, be careful.
Okay, Cardi and Doja resisting cancel culture. Let's talk about that. What is that about? What's going on?
Well, I've been taking notice to something that's been going on Twitter, and Doja just released a new song. Like, I think it's like Ain't Going Nowhere or something. I don't know. She was talking about how she's not going nowhere. Because people are still trying to cancel her for her, colorism, and they're claiming it racism. But I do want to be clear: she's Black. She can't be racist. She can hate who she is.
She can't.
So you need to stop that one. But colorist or self-hating, whatever. And then something resurfaced with Cardi B about her saying the roach comment. And she had to clarify once more that that is part of New York jargon. This is really colloquial language. And the only reason I'm going to say this, because it took for me to move to, and I was only in White Plains, New York, but the times I used to frequent the Bronx and stuff, I did hear people saying roach, and it had no particular face. It had no particular face. I do think that Cardi has to be careful, especially when you have a certain platform, like who you directing those comments to, especially when it's being consistently directed at a certain group of people. People might start connecting the dots, but she claiming that's not the case, and I don't know. It's on a long list of problematic things.
What do y'all think about this, cancel culture in general?
I'm sorry.
I think that we have lowered the bar so much that we say, listen, people have been celebrities for years without saying stupid, ignorant shit out of their mouth. Only today do we let these people, say whatever they want to say, and it's like, oh well, this is what we say. It's really exhausting. My thing is,
but should everybody
they already have social media?
What I was. What's that have to do with about saying something ignorant? People been
you made a connection. You said that celebrities have not been saying ignorant things for years, but I think that social media has allowed people to reveal their stupidity in a way that we didn't get to see. And
everybody has a voice, and they can. And now it's unfiltered. They don't have to go through nobody. You don't have a publicist to write it.
But should everybody be canceled for making a ignorant comment?
No,
but I think it's up to you. What's important to you as an individual? You have the right to purchase or support. You also have the right to not purchase or support. Right. It's very simple.
What do you
But
guys
yeah.
feel about when they go and search like their tweets and things from like 10 years ago, 5 years when they were teenagers?
Yeah, I think that's not fair. I honestly don't think it's fair because I just feel like everybody's subject to grow and change, and you cannot hold everybody hostage, especially since we forgive so easily. I think cancel culture is okay if we're not letting everybody just do this. Oh, I'm sorry. I learned the walls of my ways.
Because that should be fake to me. It's like you get caught out there and then they're like, oh, they come up with an apology.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had to learn. You learned yesterday because you just sent an apology today. That's the thing that irritates me with the cancel culture. And again, like I love comedy, right? When they cancel comedians, it kind of blows my mind because comedy is an art form where you should be allowed to say that, I think the beauty in comedy is saying taboo things and getting a laugh at them, right? If you do it equally, if you poke fun at everybody, if I poke fun at Black people, white people, gay people, straight people, if you find, because there's funny comedy in truth sometimes, but if you cancel everybody and then tomorrow they're allowed to apologize and be right back where they are, we've defeated their purpose to me.
The bar is lowered.
The bar is extremely low.
Well, as far as the arts, I don't know, like, here's the thing, especially like with comedy and stuff like that, my belief is that, in art, you're allowed to be irreverent. I get that part, but there's certain language nowadays. There's certain things that are being perpetuated that ain't funny.
Right.
That just ain't funny. But however, won't cancel you. Once again, is your prerogative as an individual and what is important to you. Like I have a love-hate relationship for Dave Chappelle. Did I like that last set where he said those transphobic things, where he said that whole, I did not like that bit. I did not like his bit about rape culture because I'm a woman. I did not like it. However, I do appreciate that he stands in the fact, in his irreverency, and that in his art, that is what he's going to do. And I have the choice to support it, listen to it, watch him, or not. That's basically it.
The only person they ever canceled was Azalea Banks, and that's a shame. But she need to keep her fucking mouth shut about Lizzo. Then maybe.
Oh God!
Don't get me started on Lizzo because I got my opinions.
Azalea
I'd like to hear it. I
have such a love-hate with Lizzo. I mean, Azalea. Like, I think she's uber fucking talented.
She is.
I think that she is even better than most of the bitches that people live for. Some of the shit that she says is just stupid, but then a lot of the other stuff she says is it be on point when you really get on point.
She's one of those, yes. You be like,
there's always a grain of truth somewhere.
What comes through for her so much is that she has like a certain bitterness about her that comes very strong. And I think that it's just a shame because she's so talented, and I wish she would shut the fuck up a lot of times. You know what I'm saying?
It's so difficult because it's like I agree with you. I think that she is super talented, and I was rooting for her to really make it. I still remember when 1991 came out. What's in 1991?
Y'all still holding on to 1991.
It was good.
Well, it was good, but that whole era.
Especially with Azalea, like you just said, it makes me mad because some of these girls that's rapping now, they are just like trash to me. I'm just being real.
I actually can rap.
Like who?
Like who?
It's not about like.
I don't really care. I mean, it's I'm gonna
say leave my daughter alone.
I don't really care about the city girls. Like, okay, I don't care. Like to me, like some of their songs, like they act up and all that. I get it. It's funny, but to me, all their shit sounds the same. All of it.
And I think that there's a lot of men and so many other people that sound the same. I mean, The Weeknd.
I agree with you. I totally agree. So, but I'm just saying.
I think in this day and age, it's just like, yeah, that's their brand. It's something for everybody, I guess.
She ain't
Trash.
close,
Something for
right?
everybody.
There's
Trash.
something for everybody.
It's trash.
Now, Jason, now people want to know what's up with Lizzo.
I don't. I'm going to be honest, and I don't really,
Uh-oh.
don't care who likes it. I don't think that Lizzo is that talented. She cannot sing. They make it seem like Lizzo is out here crooning. Lizzo is not a great singer. There is an entertainment value to Lizzo for sure. I'm rooting for all things black, so I'm here for it. I'm definitely rooting. I definitely root for plus women and dark skinned women. I root for them because I think representation matters. Everybody needs a chance, and everybody deserves that time in the spotlight. Do I think that she's pushed a little bit more in spite of how untalented she is to make others feel okay about themselves about pushing a certain person? Because also what came along with cancel culture is everything is right, and that the new culture that there's no wrong, and that is terrible to me. There is an era of people are scared to say when something sucks for fear of being canceled or for fear of Billy Porter is horrible on the red carpet to me most times. To me. But they will throw him in a high heel cowboy boot, a wide leg pant, and a ridiculous hat and put him on the best dressed list because nobody wants to take the brunt of saying that this queer person.
Lizzo's no Billy Porter. Lizzo's the most talented woman we have brought up in this conversation.
Now I don't agree. I don't disagree.
And she's going to be around. And she's going to be around for years.
I don't disagree.
So deal with
those
it.
Those two aren't mutually exclusive. Her being the most talented person in this conversation and her being talented aren't mutually
and we can
exclusive.
bring up a lot more.
That means others. That just means others are trash too. But I think that people are afraid to say because
who do you listen to?
Hear me out. I think people are afraid to say when they don't like something Lizzo does because they don't want to be the person to down the plus girl, or you know what I mean, to down the black woman in this era of cancel culture. We put up with a lot of it's in reference to ballroom. Y'all can attest to this. There are certain houses that can't take a chop. Like they don't teach their house members that it's okay to get chopped because you come back stronger. That's why you chop my member. Like as if a chop isn't deserved sometimes. You can't chop nobody. It's the same. It's the same logic. It's the same pathology that everything is. You can't say anything about nothing because you don't want the backlash of it. But it all ain't good. It's all not good. It's all not good. Sorry.
Real quickly, when something resurfaced from a long time ago, my main thought is your current way of thinking still in alignment with that? And a lot of these people end up failing because they reveal themselves that they do still think that way.
They feel the same way. They still dumb. They still homophobic. They still whatever colorist. They still.
You're usually given an opportunity, and that's why they usually get canceled. Like, oh, you still
feel that way.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But a lot of shit Billy Porter wear on the red carpet is horrible. But go ahead.
I agree.
But People Magazine is gonna throw him on the best dressed list and put him on the cover and say, "Look at what he wore. He looks amazing tonight."
I don't know if it's because I'm sleepy and I'm saying whatever's on my brain, but another thing I don't like. I don't like when.
There you go.
I don't like when. Okay, so you see how like you said what you ever said about Billy Porter, whatever it is. And then, like, I feel like we're also in a mindset now that we have to be forced to like things because we have to represent all the time. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's like, if, like, I may find someone horrible and it has nothing to do with anything but the fact that I think that they're fucking horrible. So, and that's all. And, but by me voicing that means that I'm hating or I'm not supporting or I'm against it. But that's not true. It's just that, in my opinion, this particular individual, whatever it is, and I'm not talking about Billy Porter because I like Billy Porter. I'm talking about overall. It could be anything. How dare you say something about that when you know that it's like
you hit the nail on the head. Either you hate or you live for it or you can't take it. And they don't allow room for nuance. There's no room for gray area anymore. There can be both because we live in an either or society now. It's either you like Rihanna or you like Beyonce. God forbid you like both. you like, that either
Like
you
me.
like either you,
Emery, you
either
look
you
troubled.
Team Cardi
Very
or
black
you
and
Team
white.
Nicki. You're not allowed to enjoy both of them because we don't allow room for a gray area anymore. When there is, you can like both. You can, I know
do
some.
like
I'll
I
say
do
a name
whatever
to
the
you
hell
later
I
when we get
want.
off of here, Caesar. But there's somebody that we know. Again, if you don't ride with all of that bullshit, you can't take them. You hating on them. You can't take them. You hating on them. No, sometimes I just want to correct you, and I don't like everything that you produce, and that's okay. I'm a Beyonce fan. I don't like every single Beyonce track to come out. But if you say one bad thing about it, you
I like music. I like music. If it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not.
If it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not.
And I don't. That's not one person that I stand out for the event. I would die for them. That's not me at all. I love jazz.
Yeah, I'm not that person.
My mama don't sing good enough for me to die for her. I don't know about it.
I love Janet. I've loved Janet Jackson since I was a kid. I love fucking Mariah. It's like I love music, especially if it's
right.
touches me. I'm good on that.
But we've always been that way. You had to like Mariah or you had to like Whitney.
But I like both.
And I'm not that person. I
don't think it used to be like that at all. I think that anybody likes
Mariah.
Now it's kind of like either or.
It was.
If you was a Diana Ross fan, you was a Tina Turner fan.
I still go through that. For example, I'm listening. I'm in the car. Anybody that knows me, I play all type of music in the car. I'm in the car with somebody and I play a few Mariah. So they're like, "Oh, you like Mariah?" I'm like, "Yes, I do." If I play with, "Oh, you like Mariah more than Whitney?" No, I like both. You know what I'm saying? If you good. And me, I love music. So and I don't care who it is. If it touches me, it touches me. I like Lana Del Rey. I mean, I like all type of music. That's just me. So.
No, I used to be a big fan of her. I need her to shut her fucking mouth too.
Yeah.
But
can I tell you something about it? I would tell you something about it. A lot of these motherfucking people that do think anything, I don't give a fuck what they think. I just want them to sing. Just sing. I don't need them. I don't care about their opinions in life. When I go to Apple Music or fucking Tidal, I go press that shit. I play it, and that I don't give a fuck what they feel about me.
It.
I just want to hear their songs. I like whatever their music does for me in that moment. That's all I care about. That's me. So moving on. Jay, wait, go ahead, Emery. End it out.
No, all I was gonna say is that when it comes to liking artists, you just spoke about people being forced to like certain artists, and I'm not speaking for you, but I'm speaking for some of these people. Some of these people literally have these natural biases, these natural things and ways of thinking that they already, and it happens on an unconscious level, subconscious, unconscious level.
Yeah.
They've already set up in their mind, this motherfucker don't stop calling me bitch. Oh, I'm sorry. Set up in the minds that they're not going to like a person simply because, gay, trans, big, and it happens like that. And so that's I'm like, do you not like their music? Do you think they're trash? Or is it because of this? Have you really even given them a shot? And that's all I gotta say for those people.
Yeah.
The door is closed.
The door is closed.
Next, Kenya Moore wants Vivica Fox and Real Housewives of Atlanta. What is that about?
So Kenya,
she wants somebody. She wants her on the show.
No, Kenya. I don't know if it was a joke or not, but Kenya made a statement saying that she thinks that Vivica Fox should be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta.
They hate each other.
That's why she needs somebody.
Which is why they was gagging that she said that. But no, the shade is Vivica kind of she's on the bad side of me too now.
Yeah,
for making that coke comment. And so with
my opinion, it's time to shake up the whole cast for real.
No, I think they're supposed to be adding 2 new women they plan to add next season, and I think Vivica should be up for discussion.
They're gonna. She wants Vivica.
But
Vivica doesn't like me,
and
her and Vivica into it.
But Vivica's not gonna win because Vivica looks at that type of show and those women as less than who she is in her career.
Yeah.
I think she's like that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So for her to go.
Well, know why she can't feel that way no more though? Because she's on Fox Soul with Claudia Jordan, with Miss Singh from Players Club.
But still, she probably still feels like she's on there with credible people having girl talk.
She can't feel that way with her wig line.
Well,
with that cast lineup.
In her defense, she just did a movie, and I think it was probably her foray back into Hollywood with a few heavy hitters. I just saw
Wasn't she Independence Day?
She was in a lot of good movies back in the day.
Something very recent.
Marcus?
No, something very recent.
She was in a lot of movies, Marcus.
Yeah, she has the right to feel that way. She has the right to feel that way. I don't want her to do the show.
Local legend.
These girls are getting millions of dollars per season now. Like, if she can pass up on that in her current day, then go ahead.
First off, Vivica Fox will take any show. Vivica don't turn up. Two people that don't turn down work is Vivica Fox and what's
Sam Jackson.
What is her name?
Who?
Dark skin. She was original in the original Dreamgirls. She played Laurel in the original Dreamgirls.
Cheryl Lee Ralph?
Oh
no, the original Laurel.
Loretta Devine.
Loretta Devine and Vivica Fox don't turn down nothing.
Loretta Devine is a legend.
Yes, but they don't turn down no work.
Jennifer Lewis either.
Jennifer Lewis would turn down something. But Loretta Devine, that bitch won't even turn down her collar. They turns down no work. They don't touch anything.
They do.
All right, so
I want the money.
How do y'all feel? I want you to sound off. The Karen videos are trending, and white women are offended. They are offended that they're being called Karen. They're being referred to as Karen. Did y'all hold up? Did y'all see that video?
Yes, I did. I know which one you're talking about.
The one who called?
She beat her ass. You talking about that one?
That one.
I want to know, how do y'all feel about that? Like, should she I want you to be real. Should she have just sucked it up and cursed her out and kept the movie?
No.
Should she have whipped her ass like that?
No, she should have beat her ass.
Whoop her ass.
Let me tell you something. That old bitch was very defiant. And I'm gonna tell you what makes me sick with these people. And I'm tired, so that's what's happening right now. I'm like going everywhere. These bitches be having some gall and a fucking audacity. Like, you go up, they be thinking, I'm gonna tell you how the privilege gets them so fucked up and has them so brainwashed for themselves. They feel like they can go in somebody's face. And I'm gonna say, I don't give a fuck, black, white, whoever. You get what I'm saying? And they're gonna get in it and they're gonna taunt them. And they're going to play with them and think that that old white bitch thought it was choice, and she thought that she was gonna stay in this black woman's face. No, she really thought it was choice, and call her a nigger, and really think that because she's white and old, that this black bitch won't do
all the things that have protected her.
Right or wrong, she won't do anything to me. That's what this fucking bitch thought. Yep. And there's no way in this world, this black trash. You understand what I'm saying? Would even think about doing it. And then this woman had to beat her fucking ass.
Beat her motherfucking ass. How is a person who can probably barely carry a gallon of milk sitting here being loud and tough in a fucking grocery store?
Because they feel so empowered by their
They feel so empowered.
By their whiteness.
They feel so.
These things have protected them for so long. Their whiteness, the age, and being
it's partly our fault. It's partly our fault because we let them get a pass too long. We should have been beating ass.
It ain't my motherfucking fault.
Well, the reason why. But listen, we know the reason why we've given it passes for so long, because we know that the fury and the fucking retribution that falls down on us whenever we have acted back or have decided to strike back. I mean, let's be honest.
If you ask me, we are too polite to the oppressor. We have to grow out of a yes sir, yes ma'am mentality.
But Jason, but still, no, we have been forced into that. We have been bred into
more respectability politics.
No,
we want to be nice. Let me tell you, I tell people all the time, I do not believe in peaceful protests. I do not. I say it 3 times. I do not believe in peaceful protests. I do not believe in peaceful protests. You will never see the sheep sit in silent protest of the wolves eating them, because only thing that gives is the wolves a silent meal. That is it.
Okay.
That's just my opinion.
I believe, yes.
The same one that's telling us that people protest, these white people are out here protesting that they couldn't get haircuts, that they didn't have their Starbucks cups for Christmas, that their dog have to wear leashes in the public park. Shut the fuck up. You know, it's loud and angry and violent as white people can be in places of customer service. How are you telling us anything?
In places of customer service.
How quick and just how quick they're able to like dip into their manipulation tactics. You understand what I'm saying? Because you know, if let's say the cops would have came in there, no way that she would have painted that picture that this aggressive black woman, you know, dared speak up to her or dared got in her face. You understand what I'm saying?
Allegedly, she got arrested.
They go from being emboldened and empowered to being victim and passive. Amy in Central Park.
She knew what she was doing when she got on that phone. She knew what she was doing by saying, "Oh, this black man," and playing scared. She knew what she was doing. They know that the power that they have over us and the fear that we have of the police and the fear that we have of retribution from these people. They know what we feel. So they use that to
So I have a big question for you guys, right? And I just having this conversation with my two younger sisters on yesterday. So did you all see the video of the guy that was recording the lady, and he was dumping trash on her property, and she said, don't dump trash on my property. He began to.
No, I didn't see that.
So he was dumping trash on her property. She came out of her house and said, "This is my property. Don't dump trash on my property." And she was telling him not to dump. He began to turn the camera on her and tell her, "You're going to be famous now. I'm going to get you. You finna da da." And I will say she wasn't disrespectful. I think personally, she believed she had a right to say, "Nigga, don't dump trash." Not digger, but don't dump trash on my property. She didn't use any racial epithets. She was just confronting a person dumping loads of trash on her property. I was talking to my sister and I said, I think we had to be careful how we weaponize our in this time our camera, because I don't think she was in the wrong. And there is something to being a woman too. And I think we can't be quick to not hear all women out when the misogyny has allowed us to villainize Karens, but you don't see us doing it to white men. Not nearly as much as they do it to white women. Because our misogyny makes us attack the woman.
White women are more dangerous than white men in the way that they use their whiteness. Period.
It's a specific...
White men are more upfront. You
think
see
so?
It when you see
think white men are more upfront?
White women will smile. They'll act like, and the moment they have a chance, they will cry. They will turn on you. They will show you who they are. White men don't really act like they use if they don't use. That's my experience. But white women can change.
Oh, they'll rock you to sleep too. Now let's not get it fucked up.
I was about to say, I feel like white people in general do that. But I just noticed that it's a funny Instagram page y'all should go follow called Damn Karen TV.
Trevor Noah said the white woman is the most dangerous person in America.
Trevor Noah said some powerful shit. Said some powerful stuff recently.
I don't think it's a valid critique though that we don't really have a name for white men.
Yeah, we don't villainize the media the way we've been doing it to women because of the misogyny in it. I think and here this man was weaponizing. He was doing what the white women would have to do to black men. He was saying, I'm finna put you, everybody finna know your name. You finna be on camera now. You bother me. And she wasn't bothering him. She was saying, don't come dump your trash in my yard. I mean, he was like dumping trash. He wasn't like he threw trash over there. He was like coming and dropping his shirt off and unloading.
And I don't condone that. That's just somebody
He told her to address his business, his truck, whatever the business was that was on the truck that he was driving. Apparently, he felt like he had a right to be there. I don't know the fucking story. I don't trust her anyway.
I saw it, but I didn't see the trash part. I thought he had his truck in front of her property.
Although he was dumping trash on her land.
Maybe she was right, but that's not up for discussion today. White women are.
No, I don't condone that type of behavior. Like, I don't condone that. Like, there are going to be, with everything, there's going to be some people that'll be trying it, to be trying it.
You mean like when they get on the phone and they act like
somebody? But the larger issue at hand is that, come on, like, I'm up to my knees in slavery these days because I've been reading a lot about it. And, we celebrated Juneteenth the other day, but what people don't really get is like there was a June 20th. Like the day after June and the 12 years after Juneteenth, they literally took that time to take back seats in the Republican Party that were held by majority abolitionists and some Black folk, to basically institute what we know as the Jim Crow system. So
Exactly.
the white men particularly enacted these laws, used these certain caveats and things to circumvent Black people from living decently. And this is all really about protecting not only their whiteness, but their most prized possession. And Marcus is right, the white woman. They are dangerous. They are dangerous
Yes,
in a
they
way
are.
that we really don't even understand.
It's a different strategy, but they're just as dangerous. Yeah.
I love
Fair
y'all.
enough.
That's so fucking smart, y'all. I love my people. They're so fucking smart. So let's move. Jason kind of talked about Ballroom. How do you guys feel about Legendary? I think they just dropped episode 5. I watched it 5 o'clock this morning. What do you guys think of how is it going? What did you feel? Be honest.
Leomi is a
This is what I
blessing to
think.
that cast.
Yes.
Leomi is a blessing to that panel, and she's very much needed. I think her input on what Bizarre was, I'm like, y'all don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. And she's trying to let y'all know what it is.
At the end of the panel.
Now, you caught
Specifically
up?
you.
Are you caught up?
But I want to start there, but y'all can go ahead.
Well, let me say a few highlights and y'all can all go. Highlights, I am loving Erica on here. I've known Erica for a long time. Rapunzel, I'm loving her. I'm loving what she's doing. I'm just loving how she's like really, I feel like she's really like, okay, like when she's with the kids and all that, I really feel like she's like, all right, y'all, I'm willing to do whatever I got to do with y'all to make this happen. She's not relying on the kids to like, you know, pull it. I feel like she's doing her thing. I really like what she's doing.
She be up in there giving hands.
Yeah. Like whatever little tricks and stuff they can pull out, they doing. I'm loving that. The guy for the house of Jamari, for the house of Balmain, I feel like he is very talented across the board, extremely talented. He's definitely doing his thing as far as like doing everything that he's doing in the team. I think he's very strong himself. Yeah, I think he's really good.
He's good for TV too.
Yeah, he is.
No, and that, I didn't mean that in a bad way.
I know.
I've been trying to think. He's good for TV, but I'm gonna say I haven't seen enough of it. Like I can't explain it. Like when I think of good for TV, I think of something else. If y'all know what I'm saying, like I think
it doesn't always have to be negative or somebody playing.
No, not even that. Not even that. I haven't seen enough of him outside of his talent to say if he's like good for TV.
He's good for TV in the fact that the viewer is able to resonate with him. You can see his heart. You can see a purity with him. It translates on TV.
Got you. Because I was
for people that don't know Ballroom like that, they like watching like, oh, his passion.
He's really a father. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I really liked the ninjas on here. I really fucking did. I really did. I liked them a lot. I really did. And I really felt Dolores when she like went home. Like I felt because, you know, I know it's not easy for them either, you know, just the language barriers and them learning Ballroom and them really loving Ballroom and loving everything about it. And like, you have to understand for me, like filming Vogue nights and and seeing these girls travel every year and like really be dedicated to it and learning and asking questions and all that stuff and me knowing them. It just makes me, I'm glad that they made it on there. And I really did I feel like just for them, what they was bringing was good. I think that they added something to the show.
So you don't think they should?
May I ask you a question though?
So
this is to everybody on the panel because all of you are like fully immersed in Ballroom. I'm just a fan of Ballroom, but I've made some observations. The House of Ninja, do you really think they understand the culture?
Yes. This is how I think.
You mean like?
What do you think about these people outside of the country?
I even feel they handle things differently and better than people that like in like if they get chopped, it's just different things that they get, and I see that happens, and they handle it differently and better. This is how I feel.
What do you think about cis women being centered on something that's supposed to be like for gay men?
Not for gay men. It's not for gay men.
I mean, gay men, trans women.
No, but cis women have always been a part of ballroom. It's
just now, within the last 10 years, where with such an influx with Vogue and everything as far as them go, but I have no issue with that because I liked what they was bringing to the show. I thought it was like a different whole aspect with them. I feel like they had their own flair. I like how they did. I really loved their last week when they did like the Amazon Greek thing. I loved that performance. I loved how they looked. I loved all of that.
To answer your question on, do I feel like I feel like it's when you see the Asian people that sing soul music down, or when you see them do hip hop dance. Oh, when you see them do hip hop dance, they've mastered the technique. They have it. There's something in the feeling that coming from that experience that you have to have experienced it to get this. You can sing soul all day, but if you haven't had that soul experience, it doesn't hit the same. That's why I don't care how good.
I agree.
There's some of them that sing Mary J. Blige under the table, but there's a soul in Mary J. Blige's voice that you can't mimic, you can't recreate. You have to have come from that. So
learn that.
You can't learn it. You can learn technique. You can learn, you can have an innate talent for dance.
Now that I agree.
You can hit the moves.
I agree with that
all day.
Totally.
But there's a soul
to me, no one will be able to ever vote better than the Queen. And that's how I feel. That's the known fact. It's the truth. It's something about the way that a Queen connects with the music of like Vogue that nobody, I don't care who it is, how Vogue, some of them.
It's like a B-boy from New York when they pop it, lock and break. It's not gonna feel the same as when them Asians, they look dope when they do it, but it don't have it don't hit the same as when the nigga on the Caldwell box in Times Square doing it. It don't hit.
I do like Chise because Chise do be feeling something though. I like Chise though.
I love her and she's a performer.
I like Chise too.
I want to. First of all, the ninjas, they should be proud of their resume and what they presented on the show. And it did provide some means of diversity. So they should walk away feeling accomplished in what they did. But I was about to just make a funny moment of like some of the differences in how they interpret Vogue versus how we interpret Vogue. She said, well, who was I think she said battled at the end, right?
Yeah. No, the other girl, Sharon.
Sharon.
Whoever girl, one of them girls, she went from doing like a hairstand or floor performance right into a duck walk, and it's just certain transitions that other girls wouldn't do like that.
I gotta disagree with you. You're right, but for women's performance, it's a little bit different because
their performance is different. That's my point.
Women's performance, they incorporate. That's what makes it kind of like their own category because they incorporate old wave, new wave, femme. So that's why like certain things, because like when they do certain things for women's performance, if I seen a butch queen, I was like, girl, what are you doing? But if for women's performance, I get
but you grow to learn to appreciate it for what it is. Exactly. That's my point.
Because women's performance, they kind of incorporate all the into their thing. They be busting out over and then they go to the duck walk and then do the fucking dip. So I get it. So it's a little bit different. When it's a category like that, I will judge it because the way that I know women's performance is supposed to be. I mean, how it is now.
It is what it is.
Laura Roach. He had his little mushroom bob this week. He had his mushroom.
He tried to feel it and have a motherfucking moment.
Listen.
When Laomi, hold up. When Laomi went to the thing, I was so glad, but I know she had to probably hold back too because it's TV and we don't know what they edited. But I feel like I'm so tired of. And then I think that he kind of got scared of Laomi because that voice got a little shaky and everything, like trying to go back and forth and stuff like that. I kind of feel like, Lord, like, who are you, girl? Like, girl, who are you? Like, bitch, they talking about he's this biggest stylist. I didn't even know who the fuck you were.
He's someone that has sat on the side of fashion shows all over the world.
I don't know that bitch.
That's what he has said.
I don't care to know. And I just feel like, who are you? You had your little mushroom. That's probably the best you look since you've been on there. But like, and then you talk about the fashion, and like, girl, you're late. Like, there's nothing about you that makes me feel you're late to me. Like, and then and you can just see she picking like some of the time. Sometimes some of the people that she be saying like, oh, the fashion was amazing. I'm like, bitch, are you even looking? And
Right.
like, no,
Or
I'm
do you
being
even know
real.
what to look for?
Yeah, I'm just being real. I'm like, girl, what are you talking about? Like,
Well, I think is specifically there to let him tell it to judge the fashion and the looks.
Right.
really?
That should have been
Shabba.
Eric Archibald, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Thank you. At least he's from ballroom and knows ballroom.
But I think I'm gonna just be quiet because this is gonna be one of those cases where I'm gonna say a lot of stuff that's gonna make people think I can't take it or I'm hating and I don't want to be viewed like that.
See, but I don't think you are, because this is your culture, and this is another thing. Like, Black people are never able to commodify things that we create. You know, y'all just spoke about certain things that, you know, people won't be able to get, like Asians won't be able to get, you know, because this stuff comes from pain. You know, when this was started, this was because somebody was shunned. Like, white people wouldn't let them in, and you know, they decided to create something. This is something that you guys have created. The Black and Latino community came together and created a safe space. This is more about just voguing and runway. This is about people communing in a safe space where they can be themselves. I think y'all have every right to talk about how your culture is commodified.
Well, I think, but the other problem is it's involving people that are in ballroom. So, but people will take it as a direct thing towards them or their organization or their place in their roles in that show, and
it's
not
a
take it as
double-edged
that.
sword, because you want it, like, you sort of like, don't you feel like, damn, we're being seen? I personally love seeing all my faves that I see in ballroom, that I come to balls to see. I love that people are being, you know, able to see their talent, you know, get that glimpse inside, even though I don't think it's that authentic. But still, this is a big deal, and we want it to continue. But there's certain things that are missing, the grit, it's just certain things that are missing, and I feel y'all have a right to comment on that.
Well, I'll comment.
You know what makes me more excited? Go ahead, Marcus.
First of all, I don't give a fuck what runway show you sat on, Queen. That you'll never judge a ball better than Laomi. That's number one. Number two, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, because I think it was the House of Balmain, and he was like, "Bitch, they were bizarre." That's the point. And
the category was high fashion bizarre.
Guess what? He's never high fashion. They looked good. It was good. I felt like he was a little bit harsh. I also felt like, and you know what, he had his opinion, that's fine. But I also felt like he tried to belittle, you know, other people as if they don't know fashion because you sat on runways.
Like he's the fucking guru of fashion.
You're not. You're not. And
that didn't connect with me at all.
I didn't appreciate that in the moment, and I'm glad Laomi got up off her throne. It was giving, bitch, not today. I don't give a shit about you and who you think you are. And when she was clapping in his face, I'm like, that's ballroom.
I also didn't like when he kind of threw in there like, oh, the ballroom inspired me to be a stylist or some shit like that.
That was him trying to wheel it back. That was him trying to like.
That was some bullshit.
He's one of those guys
and then
that think he better because he ain't in ballroom. He gives me very that, like, oh, I don't be with them ballroom people. You know them guys, like them people like that.
And that's why you don't have it.
He gives me that.
That's why you don't have it. And that's why if you ever got into it with a queen from the ballroom scene, you wouldn't win.
Boom.
Like Whitney Houston did.
Sometimes he says things I like, but he be trying.
I'm with you, Emery. Sometimes
I like the way he says things I agree
with.
Sometimes, but you can like the way, you can like something this day and not like it the next day. What's y'all's point?
Yeah, I don't always like the delivery. But sometimes his critiques be on point. I don't always like. I rarely like the delivery, but the critiques be kind of right sometimes.
You know what makes me? I think Laomi's critiques can be on point. To be honest with you,
sometimes.
You said her critiques are what?
I think that a lot of stuff that she said, I understand what she be saying. I do.
Sometimes.
Sometimes means half and half. It's not true.
No, I didn't.
Most times.
Sometimes it's not mean half and half. Sometimes it means sometimes.
It kind of means sometimes.
Half of the time means half and half.
Sometimes
Means sometimes.
Sometimes. That's it.
That's it.
Y'all are trying it. Y'all are trying it.
Marcus is a stern set. It's a key, bitch. Listen. So let me ask y'all this. What are some you know what I'm most excited about the show? Y'all ready?
What?
Season 2.
Everybody keeps saying that.
Because I'm gonna tell you why. As you know, with stuff like this, they're gonna look back and tweak, and they're gonna realize.
Hopefully they do.
They hopefully we're gonna revisit this when they do it. I guarantee you they are. Let me tell you what's gonna happen.
Okay.
Mark my words, everybody. I'm very good at this. They're going to look at what worked and what didn't work. Okay. And next time, I think they're going to be more liberty with the houses as far as letting the people within the house or whoever the leader pick certain people from the house. Because I'm going to tell you what you need to really win this show. You don't need one-trick ponies. And when I say one-trick ponies, the person that walks one category or a dedicated category.
Right.
You need people that can do a plethora of things.
Well-versed, yeah.
And that can pull some shit out. Because that's what's going to take the win this shit. Because did they really want to see you vogue? Or they want to see the performance? To me, what can make this show really sick is by picking the best of the fucking best. Where you could pick like 5 of the people from your house and really carry on it.
No, that's not what it is.
What?
The biggest downfall is having too many stars. What is going to work is a formula like Lumbin or Balmain, where you have a strong leader that the others don't mind following and listening to.
Of course,
because
that's why I said
if you get like I think that's part of the problem with Saint Laurent was they had a lot. They had some very strong members, but a lot of strong people don't necessarily make. You need people that are willing to listen and with the excitement and the vigor, not to think that I'm here and I got you.
They had strong members, but every member they had was strong. But there's one thing was that one category today was suburban. You know what I'm saying? Michelle is a face girl. Pretty is a voguing girl. Champ is a vogue. He could have done realness. They would have had realness on the show, but they don't do fucking.
They don't respect realness.
They don't do that on the show. Fucking McCoke is a runway girl. Christian is a face girl. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now they dibble and dabble other things, but they didn't really have a chance to show that. But to me, you need people that can do a plethora and somebody that will gag you. That you will pull out, like for example, Jarrell's doing several things on there. You understand what I'm saying? You need a team of that. You can't have a bunch of one-trick ponies because at the end of the day, you got to have some people like, listen, bitch, can you get this choreo? Can you get this? Because if you have people on there that really can't do like some of this stuff, it's not going to. To me, it takes away from it because you need people that can catch choreo. You need people that can do runway.
Right.
I know many people that are fucking weapons as far as. They walk runway down. They just won't do it at a ball.
Right.
They walk down. They vote down. they vote down. They won't do it at a ball. Okay. But because they look differently. But those are the people that I'm going to pull out for something like this because they can come and fuck up 3 categories plus. That's what you need for a show like that. It's a competition show. So you need the best of the best competitors. To me, Season 2 is going to be awesome because I think if they give the people more liberty with a strong leader that they'll get the people that don't mind being led to win this money and to really get out there and show it, that's what you need. Because at the end of the day, it's a fucking competition.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, I don't care how people take it. I'm looking at this show different. I'm not looking at the show for the stories, baby. I'm not looking for the show for the stories.
I'm just saying.
Y'all know the stories.
I know the stories. I've heard the stories.
Y'all know the stories.
Well, that's probably why it's biased. Like we already know.
Oh yeah.
I know the stories. I feel the stories. I've heard it for years. I'm looking at this show as on another planet. I'm looking at it like, bitch, this is a competition.
I'll be giving vote for me.
I enjoy the stories.
When I want to see the stories, it does nothing for me. When I want to see the stories, I want to see Pose. I'll watch Pose for that. When I want to watch a competition, like last week, Michaela and Shorty fucking carried last week.
Oh my God.
It is a competition.
They battle.
Yeah, but I think like
so
Lizzie
good.
said, the stories help people that don't have an idea about ballroom. It gives them something to tune in.
They need them. So I guess
That's for the mainstream audience. That's for TV. I mean,
yes, for them, totally agree with you. But me from ballroom, I don't care about that. I want to see the competition.
but I skipped through that. If you give them, okay.
At first, I was watching, but then I said, "Oh no, I can't do this."
I did that this episode. I was like, "Oh, skipping this, talking to this choreographer who's not from ballroom."
That was me.
Too. Let me just be clear. I wasn't gonna say nothing, but Caesar's Harvey not to say shit when I have an opinion.
Speaking about her, she's there for the paycheck, baby. You could tell.
What do you even have a choreographer for?
Good too.
And like ballroom people create their own choreography. They do their. What do you have a choreographer for? That's
can I say
that irritates me.
To me, for that role, I would have got Pony or somebody for that.
It could have been a number of people. It could have been a number of people. Or
and Tanisha is extremely talented at what she does.
I love her. Met her.
However, I would have went to like Pony or someone for something.
If you want to be honest, that's how I feel about I don't outside of Naomi. What are these judges there for? Why? There are so many other people that are connected, that are celebrities that are connected to ballroom that this could have been. It makes no sense. And I don't mean like just the ones that come from ballroom. You can give me Tiana Taylor and Lil Mama. I know they know ball culture enough and have
not Lil Mama. Fuck Lil Mama.
Lil Mama been around enough that she knows she should be there before La Roche or Jamila Jamil.
But I get your point.
Definitely Tiana Taylor.
I get your point.
What about
even when I make excuses for other people, I go, all right, they got law for the fashion. Okay, air quotes. They got Megan Thee Stallion because she hot right now. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still so baffled on what Jamil's purpose is. Who did she had to suck, fuck, or
and let me tell you something. Let me put
she serves no purpose whatsoever on this show.
Don't you ever fix your mouth to ever ask a man whether he is on his period. I did not like that. This is what I'm talking about. She's like, "Are you on your period?" And then all her fucking explaining, girl.
Oh my god. The way she says status irritates me.
Status.
Legendary status.
But listen, I like Meg. I don't know if I would want because to me Meg was learning ballroom as the show went on, baby. She
was. So it made more sense for her seat to be taken by Tiana Taylor. Law, I mean, I don't know. It's people like Trace and Amaya and Milan Christopher and even Amber Rose, or just so many other people.
To me, I just think about a very strong ballroom person that could have been on that panel that would have made the show that would have added so many other layers to the show. But I am happy because
I think Sanaya should have been on the panel. But I mean, that's
perfect.
Definitely.
Time watching it and knowing how it goes, because I know how she is. I know how she would have. It would have been very good for the show.
Absolutely.
It would have been.
But even season like we were talking about. What's her name? Marjela. I'm having a brain fart.
Oh, I'm gonna add Dominique.
Tyra,
maybe she don't have the time. Tyra, yeah. Oh, coincidentally, we're talking about the same person.
Yeah. I liked her on the show when she was there
Did
that one day. Oh yeah, she carried.
She was carrying, but
she carried.
You know, Margaret, you're really at Jason? What's going on here? What's happening? I feel like you're at him.
Who?
I don't think he's at me. Nah, he don't think he's at me.
No, I said I liked her on that show that day.
It was the little face that you gave after you said that.
Because I like the foolishness she gave.
Did you?
Yeah. I wasn't here for it.
I thought some of it was good for TV.
So what's wrong with it? I mean, what was wrong with it?
I mean, it was a little elitist.
I hated when she commentated. I hated that part.
I thought it was entertaining.
What show is this?
This was a Kiki.
This was the third episode.
The funniest part about Tyra to me was after she got into it with them, when she checked out. When she checked out, it was like, bitch, I'm done with this shit. You got to get into that part. Like once they had the argument and all that shit.
Yeah.
She left her body. She was no longer in that fucking building because it was like, you could just tell it was like, all right, y'all, hurry up and film it. Get this shit over with so I can leave. Because it was like, I do feel like, this is my opinion, I do feel like they told her beforehand, because Tyra's a sweetheart. I feel like they told her, can you bring Electra to the ball?
Oh.
Probably so.
Because that's not Tyra. So I feel like they was like, oh, can you bring Electra to the ball?
Because she's a sweet person.
It's kind of like when you give a black person a role to be like, black it up for us.
Yeah. I feel like they said, oh, and that's not even Tyra to begin with. Like, regular people like you all and all that shit. It was a key, but that's not even her. I think that's Electra. So I think they told her like, we want Electra judging. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think she's qualified to be a permanent judge, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Qualified. She's qualified to be.
Yeah.
So
I probably would have liked it better had she been a judge. You know what I mean?
You already brought Little Mama up, so
well, I mean, I just use that to say that if we're going to use, I'm just saying that to say if we're going to use celebrities that aren't actually from, directly from ballroom.
If Little Mama can judge, she can judge.
You don't think Jamila, she's a more qualified judge than Jamila Law
she
or
shouldn't be there.
Megan?
He shouldn't be there either. I'll take Megan because it lets Megan keep her mouth shut. If she gives compliments when she sees something she like, and if she's not feeling it, she tries to be respectful so she can stay.
So if you had a choice,
Megan just be a grinning, just be all happy as can be.
She can
y'all look good. Y'all look good.
Megan gives me like, I'm happy to be here, like to watch
everything excites Megan Thee Stallion. Everything it makes me like this, like.
But she enjoys
Sometimes
it.
she don't like it. Sometimes she don't like it. Y'all are trying it.
I wasn't really feeling it tonight.
So you had a choice between Milan, Amaya.
She's not trying to get red.
Laverne Cox and someone. Who would you want to see as the judge on there?
Laverne can stay on her Britney Spears impersonations on Instagram.
She has no place there.
I personally wouldn't want her on this show. She's talented over there. But yeah, I already mentioned my names. Who y'all want to add?
No, I mean, who would you want to pick out of those people?
Which people?
3 judges. You got to pick 3 judges. Who is it?
If I had to pick 3 for sure,
I think Tiana Taylor's a good one.
Yes.
Tiana Taylor is a good one. Tiana Taylor is for star quality, power, and stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sanaya's a good one.
Sanaya's a great one.
She would be awesome.
Agree. It's really the last person. And I'm okay with a full woman panel if that is how it end up being.
No, you need a guy. You need a guy.
No, you need a butch queen up there. I mean,
the problem with certain people is they're gonna have biases. I love Milan and Trace and Amaya, but they're a little too closely connected to the ballroom to.
Oh, this might be biased. I'm gonna say Twiggy.
Twiggy can be there, but Pony can be there too.
Oh, Pony's a really good one. Pony's a really good one.
Pony would be really good on there, honestly.
Look, they could have just had the whole cast of from what is it? What was that group called? From American Best Dance Crew.
Oh yeah.
They could have just had. It could have been a Vogue Evolution set.
Oh, Vogue Evolution. Yeah, they pioneered the game.
Pony would have been really good for that. Thinking about it, he would have been good for that show.
You said Pony, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm adding Marquise to it.
Pony's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marquise could be up there too.
His star power is on the rise. He deserves
both Marquises.
I didn't even know where Jamila was from. I didn't know nothing about
now y'all just naming stuff. Okay.
I watched The Good Place, so I'm gonna
you name Little Mama. I'm a remind you name Little Mama.
On that note, guys, it is late. I love you all. Follow my friends, my beautiful friends at Hard to Swallow Podcast. Everybody here, give you out your information again, how they can follow you and locate you on social media.
So you can check out the podcast, Hard to Swallow Podcast, full name, on any podcast major app that includes Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and any others. You can type in, again, Hard to Swallow Podcast. And also you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at HTS_podcast. And you can follow myself at Ain't I Emery on Instagram and Twitter.
Who's going first?
I'm on Instagram and Twitter as Lyrical Mar.
Lyrical Mar, do you have anything to play before we go or no?
Oh, you mean like a little exclusive?
You're trying it. You need to be ready.
You ain't ready.
I'm always ready.
So, so you're venturing into music. What do you? Are you a rapper? What are you? A lyricist? What is it?
I rap. I've been rapping for years.
Freestyle right now. Ready? Freestyle.
And if you're not better than Little Mama, I'm gonna let you have it.
I'm not doing that.
It's not giving that.
Let me hear written.
But,
let me hear written.
Well, I can play something for you.
Okay, let's hear it.
If you'd like. Go ahead and introduce yourself, and I'll get my.
Go ahead, Lindsay. Introduce yourself in your closing.
Hi, well,
say
I'm
bye,
Lindsay. I'm on Instagram. It says here at LindsWags, and I think I'm Lindsay Wagner on Twitter. I don't know. I have to check that.
Wagner.
I'm getting better, guys. I'm gonna try. I don't do social media like that.
Okay.
Jason.
Well, y'all can follow me on Twitter. Instagram mostly. Instagram, Twitter at Jason Do the Most. And you can also follow. and you can also follow the page for my show, Dope in the Garage, which is a panel talk show. I have this on YouTube and on all social media, Twitter, Instagram at Dope in the Garage.
Well, let's have an episode for that.
I love that. That name.
We're getting ready to film. We're getting ready to film season 3 next month.
Oh, are you still also doing? Do you still do stand up? No. Okay.
But I'm about to produce a stand up. I'm about to produce a stand up special for Netflix. So wish me luck.
Oh wow!
Well,
congratulations! Yeah. That's wonderful.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, and
can I borrow $20?
Tune in on Tuesdays for the final season of Greenleaf that just started this past Tuesday.
You got my 20.
Oh. Wow.
That's great.
See, I could have been on the judge. I could have replaced Little Mama.
Yes, you could have. Yes, you could have.
Yes, you
God
could.
Damn it. Okay.
Also, watch Triangle on BrtbTV.com, or you can check out the first 4 seasons on Ballroom Throwback Television on this YouTube channel right now.
All of our spinoffs. Make sure you guys check them out.
All right, I got my clip.
Let's hear it.
This is one of my new songs. It's called "Eat the Club." I'm sure you all know what that means. As this is a lettuce, bacon, tomato, motherfucking Zoom.
Okay, give us 20 to 30 seconds.
Can y'all hear it?
Eat the club.
If you need to send me some of your stuff, so I can upload it to my YouTube page.
Oh, okay. I will.
Yay.
Some 220 G, me and my penthouse. We're gonna eat the club.
How long you been rapping for?
That's all I got.
Yeah.
But I'll post the link. It's gonna be cute.
And you can check out that. When is it coming out on the Spotify and all the major music platforms?
There'll be a pre-order on the 6th, but there's other music there. So once I post the link, then you'll see the
What's
music.
the music called?
Now that you asked me, after all this time, Lyrical Mar. Wow.
This is the explanation. This is the explanation.
Now I get it.
It's a part of me.
Yeah, come on. Yeah.
I feel stupid as hell, but now I get it.
So the first single, one of the first of the 2 singles was Monster.
My first single is called Veuve Clicquot, named after the the finest champagne that you can get.
Champagne.
Maybe. And then I have a. Go ahead.
Who's your favorite rapper? Who's your inspiration?
I have to be honest. My favorite rappers were like Nas, Foxy Brown. I'm more of a '90s hip hop type of person.
What about current? Who do you like now?
I like Kendrick Lamar. I like Anderson .Paak. I like Nicki Minaj. I like Lil Wayne. I like people who write their lyrics.
Oh.
Goodbye.
Like
you always got to do it.
You like Nicki and Trolls?
I love Nicki on Trolls.
P.S. I'm not here for 6ix9ine at all.
No.
Nicki can really rap though.
Yeah.
Yes.
She back.
You know,
That can never be challenged.
Yeah.
that bitch
And that's
That
why
can
and that's
never
why
be
she
challenged.
remains she's allowed to remain consistent because she's actually gifted and she's skilled. She's a skilled rapper.
Talented.
she
But
can-
nobody ever said
Friday-
she wasn't.
No, I'm gonna tell you something. It's makes me. I just don't like her, but she's. I mean, that bitch can really, really rap though.
She can rap.
Yeah.
No,
And
You're
ride a
getting
beat.
tired. He said that.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you what. And
No, I'm sleepy too, so I feel you.
you go at it. No, that bitch can really rap. Like
She can.
you listen, especially when you really listen to what she be saying, like her metaphors and her wordplay and the way she raps.
Wordplay is cool.
It's very like old school Jay-Z. Like her wordplay is really like no
Top 5 dead or alive.
And I used to argue, but she really, really can rap. Like really,
She can rap. She ain't in my top 5,
Like
but
you
she
gotta
can
listen
rap.
to the shit. Not in my top 5, but I get it though because the shit that she be saying.
I love her.
We know
like,
Big Daddy Kane is in your top 5. Big Daddy Kane,
Nigga, I'm
motherfucker.
old. Nigga, I'm old. So Big Daddy Kane could be in my top 5.
You know what I don't like
What are
about
you
top
trying
5?
to say?
You know what I don't like about top 5 anymore, or even top 10. We're approaching decades of this, and it's like it's so to me.
It's hard to narrow down the top
You
5.
yourself a disservice by limiting yourself because there is so many, like you said. I like Kendrick, but I love J. Cole.
Ooh.
I love J. Cole.
Look, now I want to hear y'all top 5.
My top
Wow.
5 is about to be.
Look, let me moderate. I'm gonna start with Caesar, then Lindsay, then Lamar. I mean, then Lamar, then
Top 5 is about to be milk and cookies and pillow and me laying down and me going to sleep. That's my top 5 right now.
milk and cookies.
But I'll amuse you.
Period.
Okay, it's of course I mean Biggie. I still love Biggie to this day more than anything. I love Biggie. I love Jay-Z. I love Little Kim. I love Prodigy.
Oh, word.
I do. Always have.
Come on, Prodigy.
I love.
One more.
See, I don't like that. I can't do 5 then.
That's why I said it. You go round it out.
If you had to pick
somebody.
5 for the House of Legendary, which one are you taking? It's easy. I don't like when y'all say it's not.
Dead and Alive?
You should know who you're taking.
Dead or
Yeah.
top 5, dead or alive. Not dead and alive, dead or alive.
I would take Biggie. I would take. You said I would take Nicki. You gotta be strategic now. You gotta think about talent. I'm gonna take Kim because people love Kim at the end of the day, her personality. I'm gonna take J. Cole because I love him personally.
One more.
And I'm not a fan of his stuff, but I can appreciate it, Lil Wayne, because Lil Wayne is very good at what he does.
Yes. Lindsay, what's yours?
Okay, so I'm from a certain era, so all these people are going to be old. I'm also from New York, so I'm very discerning and biased.
So I was going to give her a KRS-One and all them girls. Good.
Kumo D.
No, not Kumo D. For me, I'm gonna say, of course, Biggie, Nas, Jay-Z. That's like the trifecta. I'm also gonna throw in one of my personal favorites, Kool G Rap. You may or may not know of him.
Kool G Rap's good.
And then for 5, I'm going to name somebody. I want to say current. Like, yes, there's Kendrick and all them, but I am going to keep it New York, and I'm going to say Fabulous. Fab is good.
Fab is good. Fab is good.
Fab is very slept on, and a lot of people don't even realize he doesn't even swear a lot. He is so smart. He is so witty. He is able to keep some sort of relevancy, even though he's older.
You got a mean right hook. Knock your teeth.
Okay.
Knock your teeth right out.
Yeah, you're crazy. Who are yours, Mark?
Nas, Rakim, Foxy Brown, Nicki Minaj, Kendrick Lamar.
That's a
Those are my
that's a
five.
solid top 5.
I feel like
Yeah.
Marcus don't like Little Kim. I could tell already.
I like Little Kim,
Oh,
but
did
not
you
better than,
catch
but
that?
not better than Foxy Brown. Period.
Because whenever they say Foxy and Nicki first, they usually don't like Little Kim. They be like,
I like Kim, but I like Kim a lot, but not better than Foxy Brown or Nicki Minaj.
Who your top 5, Emery?
I don't
You
listen
don't
to
even
rap
like
like
hip
that.
hop.
You don't listen to
You
that.
don't even like hip hop like
Beyonce,
that.
give Emery Anita Baker, give him some Sade, give him some
Tony Braxton.
I take those though. I'm with those. I go with you on that. Ride.
like that.
Don't get
Those
me
are his
started.
rappers.
You're gonna go
Listen, I'll ride with you on that ride with Sade and Tony and Anita. I'll ride with you on that ride.
Okay.
All of them.
Yeah, all of them.
those are Emery aunts and mothers, baby. So you know.
That's me. I'm not the person. I'll ride from here to DC. Listen to Rhythm of Love the whole way.
Yes.
Okay.
Emery, there's not no rappers at all that you like that you listen to.
Beyonce.
Kids,
There you go.
Emery, they sleep on Beyonce lyrical skills. She's really a good rapper.
She is.
She's really a talented rapper.
She probably could rap a lot of these bitches under the table.
She's a talented rapper, really. If you listen to what she raps on her verses, she's really a talented rapper.
You like Cardi B as a rapper?
Who, me?
Lyrical Mar?
Oh.
He hates her. He a barber.
He said he already started.
You listen to the podcast.
That's one of the head barbers. He do not like no
But let me
fucking
ask you a
Cardi B.
question. But let me ask you a question. Do you like any of Cardi's songs?
To me, Cardi's best effort was Cartier Barty.
Cardi.
Cardi.
I
That was
love
the one.
Cardi.
You told me you like that one.
You said her
That
best
was the
effort.
one.
Wait. You said her best effort.
Her best effort, in my opinion, was Barty and Cardi. No, I really thought that song. I thought that song. There was a lot of tracks on it. I thought that was an actual conceptual release. I thought it was fabulous. That other shit is a press. No, not into it. It's enough for me.
I love
It always.
Cardi. But I love them all.
You love being called a roach by her too. Why? Because you're from New
Shut
York.
the hell up.
We know.
We
know.
All right, guys. Love y'all. But getting off here.
Love y'all.
I love you.
Good night. Good talking to you,
Nice
Jason.
meeting you, Jason.
But don't bring up Little Mama A. Gay.
It was a pleasure. And Little Mama can still sit in that panel before Jamila.